Surprise, guys! We now have a blocked content Discord so we can talk about all the things that we love. Links in the description. Let's finally talk about Monster Hunter in Smash Bros. All this evidence makes too much sense. Blocked content. What's happening, my blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And of course, today we are going to be talking about Monster Hunter in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it's pretty funny because there's already Monster Hunter content in Smash Bros., but this also coincides with a lot of leaks and something that I really wanted to talk with you guys about since, because of that Zero video that just came out. And we need to talk about Monster Hunter in Smash because all of this stuff just piles onto each other. And I think that with all the leaks coinciding, it's just inevitable. So let's talk about Monster Hunter. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we are giving away a Piranha Plant plushie at 50k, but also right now, I'm gonna say it, we are also giving away a blocked content t-shirt. Super awesome. So remember to like this video, press like now, subscribe to blocked content, and comment down below why you should have it. And of course, we'll do this at 40k. So we're really close to give away one of these t-shirts. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to have it. Well, let's just do it. Anyway, guys, let's head right on into this. Monster Hunter to me is an interesting character because it's of course another player character, right? It's a character that doesn't necessarily have a straight form, but it's whoever you choose in the game. You dress up to be the moveset that you choose. But I think that everybody who thinks about Monster Hunter as a character thinks about the Marvel versus Capcom kind of character, right? Some generic, dragon armored character with a gigantic sort of club blade. I think that would be a really interesting moveset for Smash. Of course, we have Cloud in there with a gigantic Buster Sword, and that already, is very, iconic in its own right. But I think that sword, slashes pretty quickly, and I think that with Monster Hunter, it could even be a heavy kind of character. And how cool would it be to have a new female character be another heavy character so it'll fit a lot of these boxes that have not been fit for a very long time in Smash. So talking about this, there are a lot of leaks that coincide with Monster. A lot of people are saying like Monster Hunter and Doom Guy or something Monster Hunter and then Frisk from Undertale. That's all really interesting to me because it shows up in a lot of these leaks, so it has to somewhere be true, right? And also because of the company that makes these games, it makes a lot of sense. So first out of the box, I want to say a huge shout out to Zero. Zero is a really awesome Smash Bros. Competitive player, really doing great things for the scene. I watch his videos on YouTube on the daily. Really great guy, super fun streams also, and he covered a few leaks in one of his recent videos, and a couple of them had a direct link to blocked content, to our videos, and some shout outs to the channel. So thanks a lot, Zero. I enjoy your content. I hope you enjoy mine. So anyway, guys, Monster Hunter to me makes sense because of the two voice actors that it'll probably have, right? If you think about Monster Hunter, it's a player character, so it'll maybe have two versions, like, Corrin would have two versions, or Robin, or an Animal Crossing character. So two versions, male and female, would also solidify the sound test theory. One extra spot would be the male version. So for those of you guys who don't really know what the sound test theory is basically the sound test menu that's in Smash right now would be complete, but it would have one open space left, and everybody's kind of rumoring, would that mean 2 DLC fighters and then 1 bonus fighter like Geno, or could it be 2 fighters, but one of the 2 fighters has 2 slots in that sound test menu? Because even characters like Bayonetta, who have 2 forms and slightly different dialogue, they have 2, different parts in that sound test. So that would also solidify this because it would have, the Monster Hunter male and the Monster Hunter female, or in this case, probably the female first and then the male version, because that's the way, the character is portrayed in Marvel vs. Capcom. That's interesting. So the female fighter theory is also one that we've covered a lot and that's been growing around. And the female fighter theory is basically someone saying, I've been to the offices of Nintendo, I've seen some stuff from Smash Ultimate, I've seen this and this and this. I've also seen a female fighter model. I can't really figure out who the character is, but the character has some sort of ponytail. The character uses projectiles. So yeah, let's talk about that ponytail, because the character of Monster Hunter well, in the Marvel vs. Capcom games, doesn't really have a ponytail, right? It has these like dreadlock hairs or these dragon kind of spikes. So that could also be a misdirect, right? It could also be a totally different model for a female character, but that could still hold up. So I thought that was very interesting to at least think about, because, you know, having projectiles that's also described with the female character, and of course this character has a lot of projectiles to choose from within the entire Monster Hunter franchise. So I think that there's, you know, a lot there to think about with the voice actors, with a female fighter, and also, not to mention, Rathalos being in the game. In Smash Bros. Ultimate, there's this boss Rathalos that is from Monster Hunter, and it's there without a character, which is pretty strange, right? There's no other boss in the game. There's, you know, there's a boss from the Kirby franchise, from Zelda, from all this other stuff, and then there's a boss from Monster Hunter, which is totally crazy. And of course, Rathalos being in the game, that's super cool. They already cleared Monster Hunter, which basically means it's already approved and they're already working together with that developer to get that content in the game. Of course, we have Mega Man in the game and some other stuff that coincides with Mega Man, but that team, that specific team that works on those Monster Hunter games, that's an entirely different thing. So that they've cleared that already and then would get a DLC character makes all the much more sense. You know, maybe it would even be a character that would have probably been in the base roster, and that's why Rathalos is in there, and maybe they just held it back to, you know, have it as DLC. I think that all the DLC fighters, I think a huge chunk of it had already been completed when we got Smash Bros. Ultimate in stores, but some of it's held back because of DLC. That's totally awesome. I mean, that totally happens all the time, so I could see that too. So they already cleared Monster Hunter, and who wouldn't want to see the Monster Hunter take on Rathalos in the classic mode? I mean, that would just look really cool, like some sort of 2D fighting game from Monster Hunter, right? It would spark a whole lot of interesting things, and I could already see the opening cinematic for the character, right? Because that entire franchise feels really cinematic, have all these crazy bosses to take down, and then of course in Monster Hunter's trailer, and probably even classic mode, the character would take down these big monsters. And do we have some big monsters? We have Charizard, Bowser, Ridley. You can even think of Incineroar as one, right? So King K. Rool would be a part of that too. I think it's super interesting to think about that character in terms of that character smashes monsters, and we do have those in Smash Ultimate. So I could already see the cinematic. It would make total sense to have the character appear in a really big and broad way, because yeah, it's a Capcom rep. Another Capcom rep also makes sense to me in the Fighter's Pass, just because it's already been just third parties. And yeah, I think that Capcom would fit the mold. I mean, we already have from Atlas Joker, but it's also like Sega kind of stuff, and that's already in the game with even Bayonetta and Sonic. So to me, makes all the much more sense, and probably would be the next one revealed, right? We wouldn't really want a character like Monster Hunter to be the final huge reveal. That'd be saved for something either really, you know, big, like really makes people talk, or it would be a character that's just a fan favorite, right? It could either be a character like Doom Guy, where the entire internet explodes and it's like, the character from Doom is in Smash, or it could be a fan favorite, you know, like Geno, who's like part third party, and that would, of course, be another pick that would be very similar to King K. Rool being in Smash, or, of course, Banjo-Kazooie, because that's the fan favorite choice that you choose then. So, to me, there's a whole list of reasons that I just talked about why Monster Hunter makes sense, but I'm really curious to know if you guys think that Monster Hunter should be in Smash, and if it will be, in what kind of form do you think that it should be, right? From what game should the model be taken? Should there be different male and female versions of the character? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. And if you comment down below, your comment could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. So today's comment question is, do you think Monster Hunter will appear in Smash Bros. Ultimate? As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by way of the user with an awesome username, Ultimate Oreo, saying, "In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood, burned by the embers of Armageddon, his soul blistered by the fires of hell, and tainted beyond ascension, he chose the path of perpetual torment. In this ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with his boiling blood he scoured the umbral plane seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the Night Sentinels, and those that tasted the bite of his sword named him the Doom Slayer. Well, thank you so much, Ultimate Oreo. Really fun comment to read through. And yeah, we mentioned it too in this video. Doom Slayer, beginning to make a whole lot more sense to be in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, there are people that want Master Chief more than Doomslayer. I might be one of those people too, just thinking about the moveset potential for both characters. I think Master Chief would win out in, the fantastical sci-fi aspect of it. But yeah, I do think that the character has a big chance, and I would actually not be against Doomslayer being in Smash Bros. I think it would definitely make sense. And I want to say something very special, because today we got to unveil the blocked content Discord, and it's super awesome because in this blocked content Discord we have so much stuff for you guys to dive into. We have the blocked content general, where we get to talk about all stuff blocked content and video games. We have leaked discussions and reports, so you guys can help the channel out with telling me everything you know and get videos made. We have battle quotes, Snake Codex, and for all the other shows that are on blocked content that you guys can, tell me what you want to see, or ideas, or your own scripts. And we have a Patreon member extras thing where you guys can even see what are the extras for Patreons and members. We have a live stream room, and we even get to talk about all our favorite games, some fan art channels, and even stuff like meetups and conventions. So when you can see me live, or when we can play video games together. So that's all super awesome. And the idea came by Gaming Yoshi Fanatic through one of our live streams that we did last week, and it was amazing. So thank you so much, Gaming Yoshi Fanatic, for helping me set up Discord. I'm totally new to the entire platform, but I've already set up all this stuff together with Gaming Yoshi Fanatic, and it's looking amazing. So I hope you guys, after this video, will join me on the Discord. The link is in this description. I've also pinned a post with that link in it, so I hope to see you guys there. There are a lot of awesome emojis, and let's just get talking about our favorite video games. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters who make blocked content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, join me for discussions live, or have your own idea become a video on the channel, just go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because there's a bunch of incredible rewards and they're waiting for you. So remember, if you're not yet a member of the blocked content family yet, now is the time, especially with that new Discord. So click that subscribe button, ring the bell next to it for notifications, and all the news and all the fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. And thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you guys around the corner, where there's always more blocked content. See ya.